We're in trances, going off to different places, different planets. Watch your aura pass me by, losing balance. What if we run out of time and second chances? Empty-handed.
Hi everybody, Rizzle. What's up? So, I'm very excited because we're going to Harvard. You know, I remember when I was 16 and I was a student in North Carolina. And I remember I was in the office of, was it the headmaster? And I saw this little, like, flyer. Well, one was for the military. I remember it so well. And then the other one was for Harvard. And that's when I got obsessed with the idea of going to Harvard. It's always been my biggest dream. So after I finished studying in Hamburg, I was like, all right, let me do a master's degree in Harvard, in particular Harvard Business School. So I got really excited to study for something called GMAT. So if you want to apply to Harvard, actually I think I wanted to apply for a scholarship because obviously studying in America is crazy expensive and I didn't even have the financial means to come here. And then what I realized, and I don't know if it's still the case, but you cannot even have a job next to your studies, at least not when you're on a scholarship. I might mix things up. It's been 10 years, okay? But I just realized that I had this like big financial problem, so I had to get like a really good GMAT score. I got a pretty good TOEFL score, so that was one of the documents. But then GMAT, I remember I was studying, I did like a dual degree, so it was really exhausting, while normal students had like holidays, they had summer break, they had like all these cool breaks. But because I was doing a dual program, it means that whenever I had free time, I would work. I was basically doing a traineeship and a bachelor at the same time. And I had zero holidays, like none. And I was also working 3 jobs, so it was just a big hustle and I was so burned out. So after I finished studies and I was really burned out, like I even had like health issues, you know? Like I would always feel nauseous. I didn't know why. I mean, now I know it's anxiety, but back then it wasn't like a term that was as widely known or popular. Definitely not in Germany. And I started studying for the GMAT and I was just so drained. And my dad supported me. He actually bought me like a course where I will work with a private tutor or like a class or something. I remember it was 1,000 bucks, so the investment was just so crazy. I just really needed a high GMAT score and that put me under so much pressure. Like I wanted it so badly, but at the same time, the pressure was just unreal. Like in order to get the points that you need, you just need to, I mean, honestly, it was too much. So at one point, I kept postponing it. So my dad was also really like, not disappointed, but he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm just so exhausted. I'll do it next month. And even the books to study for the GMAT, they're so expensive. I don't remember how much. I just remember they were so expensive. So then while all this was happening, I was also uploading on Instagram. And I got my first few jobs, you know, like back in the days, like 10 years ago, the rates were very different than they're nowadays. But I would have like an offer for like 20 bucks and I'm like, wow, that's like 3 hours of work, because I was working in like retail, and in retail I was making like €6, like 50 an hour. So I did the math and I was like, wow, there's something here. You know, when I started posting on Instagram, people didn't know that like becoming an influencer can even be a thing. So everything happened quite organically, and then I told my dad, I'm like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna do a little pause and then I will focus on the GMAT, like full on. And well, then the rest is history, my friends. Life played out in the most beautiful way and I never ended up going to Harvard. So then the pandemic came. Okay, we're not finished yet. We're not finished. The pandemic came and I was like, I think I want to go to Harvard. I was still not over it. And yet again, as soon as I started studying and I realized how hard it was, I was like, okay, can't do it. The biggest trouble I had was actually English language, which is quite ironic, but anyway. So I am making my dream of going to Harvard a little bit reality, okay? I'm not technically going to Harvard to like study there or have a talk, but I am going there to visit. And as I mentioned in my last vlog, Jürgen's brother is doing research on cancer at Harvard, which is like every time I say it out loud, I'm like, he's so smart and so hardworking. I'm in awe. But yeah, that's what we're doing. Of course, we make very like American stuff. Like I'm literally at this parking lot, okay? I don't know if you can see Subway. No, that's a smoke shop, sorry. So the boys are at Subway. I'm getting very excited for Harvard. The boys disappeared to get Dunkin'. As you know, I love filming when I'm by myself. So I use every opportunity. By the way, unpopular opinion, but I think Subway is quite underrated. Like, it's legitimate good. I always get the veggie. It tastes fresh. I just had to laugh because the boys did something so American, which is Subway is literally like 2-minute walk over there. And they took the car to get here to Dunkin'. And it's so funny how you just adopt. Like, you would never do this in Germany. Like, never. Never. Like, I remember when I was living in North Carolina and like even all the banks had like a drive-thru. To me, that was so mind-blowing. I was like, a bank? Why does it have a drive-thru? And then by the end of my stay in North Carolina, I was literally just, oh my god, I do not go to a bank if there's not a drive-thru. So funny. I think the problem with convenience is that you get used so fast to it. And then I feel like you don't appreciate it anymore. And maybe there's unintended consequences that are not good. For example, okay, now I'm just yapping, but one thing that I noticed, I pay everything with my credit card, right? Like everything. And now I started paying things with my debit card because every time I pay with my credit card, it feels like it's for free, which obviously it isn't. But because you don't immediately see the transaction, like I just get like a monthly list, which also is so like, it's not well structured. So I really don't know the amount of money I spend. And now I actually changed my habit to less convenience where I use another card. Well, it's a debit card. So now it's actually immediately gone. And I actually feel like I'm spending money, which is very healthy, especially if you live in New York. Okay, the boys are coming back. One thing I can say, living in America or in New York is so expensive. Guys, our room is so cute. Look, you come in and this is the bed. Like, obviously, there's a professor. Look at the clock. Okay. I am not okay because when I arrived, it's like I always, like for 16 years, like for decades of my entire life, I was picturing this and it's even better. Like, it's even better than I imagined. Like, seeing students, it just hit me that once I'm like retired with my career or like I finished the entrepreneurial stuff, I have to do something in, I don't know, like teaching. Like seeing young students, I'm like, I literally see the future. I mean, that sounds so stupid, but I get so emotional. There's something so magic about youth. Well, it's not just an age thing, but I feel like younger people, they have this like naivety and like good naivety, you know, before life comes around the corner, and which is also not true because I feel like everybody has been going through stuff. Anyway, that's beside the point, but like there's this like enthusiasm, that energy. It's like, okay, I'm about to cry, which is ridiculous, but I'm also in shock how much it moves me. Even when we arrived, I was just looking around and I was like, wow, everything is wow, like everything feels magical to me. And you know, I haven't visited a college for a very long time, and actually, fun fact, that's how my Instagram career started, because even when I was in college, I've already back then romanticized studying. I love learning, like I freaking love learning. It's like one of my favorite things in the world to do, and obviously now I have the freedom to choose what I want to learn, but even back then I loved going to the library and study. Like I loved it, and I feel like I haven't revisited these feelings for such a long time, and now it all came back like a big wave and it just swept over me, and I'm like, this is the dream. Please, universe, make my life in a way that I end up here teaching students, or I don't know, maybe studying. I don't know, but wow, that atmosphere, I love it so much. And even like seeing the parents of the students, I'm like, wow. I don't know, I'm probably gonna look back at this and I'm like, what's wrong with me? I love it. Such a magical time. Wow. And it's not just me who loves it. Rosie! Rosie, Rosie! Wow, my first time on the Harvard campus. Wow, it's just how I imagine it, but better. I feel like there's so much intelligence on this campus. I hope it's contagious. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. It's so special. Okay, so I was just made aware that we cannot touch the stager, the shoe, the foot of the founder, because the undergrads allegedly are peeing on it.
Shady looks for your shoes.
Really?
They're too crappy.
I on purpose didn't wear a bag to be more low-key. But yeah, I forgot the shoes. Damn it. I get so much side eyes. Wow, everybody is above me. I feel so inferior. Oh, that's why it's gold. Is it why it's gold?
Here is the John Harvard statue.
Hey, Miss Woods.
Okay, so the vibe is really like Harry Potter. There's even like these little flags I'm gonna show you, and it says Matthews, Mover, Pennypacker, etc. And it reminds me of Gryffindor. Hufflepuff. Yeah, it feels very inspired. So I looked at these like historic figures. I mean, they kind of studied here, but they also went to war. So I feel like it's very like military or war heroes. What else? It smells really good. Like in case you're wondering what this hall smells like, it smells like waffles. And you know what? I'm just so curious about the people who are like here. I want to like talk to them and ask them what's their life story. I want to know everything. Like, why are you so smart? What's your extracurricular activity? What makes you stand out? I'm so curious. I'm so intrigued. Everybody looks so interesting. And then I look at them and I'm like, where are they going to be in 10 years? I'm so curious. And also I wonder what it's like to like actually study here.
No,
So cool.
What would you study here?
Let me check what I can study here. Harvard University. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is like business, just HBS. But then I feel like HBS is not like Harvard.
I think it's like, okay, you do undergrad and then you do minors, majors, whatever. And then I think if you go to Harvard Business School, that's already graduate. I think we have to fake check that.
I think I know what you mean. So 10% of the graduates were in social science.
For example, if you want to do medicine, you would do undergrad, apply for medicine for Harvard Med School.
Okay.
Everyone does
It's like specialized. Like Harvard Business School is like the further.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And also, if you want to go to Harvard Law School, you would do undergrad and then apply for law school.
I see. Okay. So this is like the base.
Yeah.
Fun fact, I'm currently checking the common programs and the most graduates were for social science, as I said, and the least, like 0.1% graduated planetary astronomy. The second least was Slavic languages. The fourth least, also was 0.1%, German language and literature. Oh my god. The seventh least was astronomy and astrophysics, and the eighth least folklore. How is folklore more than astronomy and astrophysics?
I don't know.
I mean, music sounds good. I would do my bachelor's in music.
Like Taylor.
Yeah, no, she did in folklore. Neuroscience, mathematics. I honestly think there's nothing.
You could do.
Like there's nothing I'm smart enough to do. What is social science again? Like how people behave and why they behave? Or?
Yeah, probably.
No, I'm really not smart enough. Damn. At least I get to see it. Jürgen, what would you study here?
Ethics. Just as ethics. Because I watched the class online.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So now I'm very ethical.
Guys, I have to tell you something. So actually, I learned only an hour ago that I can enroll in classes. Like I can actually enroll in classes and do classes. Like I have to pay for it. But then I can attend the classes. Like I can actually go there and sit there. And the best part is I don't get graded. So you pay to study and not get graded, which sounds like a dream. And it's called audit, college audit. I think I'm gonna look into that.
I think they made the light bad on purpose, so not everyone's vlogging here.
I think it's illegal what we do.
Good thing that we study Harvard Law, so we can get out of it.
Jürgen, thank God you're a lawyer.
Yeah.
You're a ChatGPT lawyer.
Harvard ChatGPT Law.
Okay, tea time. Allegedly, there's 3 lies about the state here. And allegedly, Mr. John Harvard is not the founder of Harvard. That's quite scandalous if you ask me.
So that's the first lie. What are the others?
The other lie is that it's the wrong date. Harvard wasn't founded in that date.
And what's the third?
That it's not him. Wait, what's the third? It cannot be 2 of the same.
I think it's not him.
Wrong date and it's not him.
Not his name. I
It's
don't know.
not his name. Honestly, I'm gonna fact check because I think you guys deserve to know who was the real founder of Harvard. Oh, so John Harvard just merits the honorific founder. Caleb Cheese-Shatuamuk? I don't know, guys. I need to do some deeper research. Allegedly. Oh, it's such a beautiful day. But the vibe is really so special. It feels really British. Like if you would tell me I'm at Oxford, I would totally believe you. We're going to... I forgot.
Widener
What's that?
Library.
Okay, we're going to the library and then we're going to the Harvard bookstore. Wow, I'm so excited. I just love a good bookstore. Oh,
the
they're taking
library.
pictures too. That makes me feel less weird. I'm literally such a mom here, like such a tourist. I take photos everywhere. I'm vlogging. So there's a Harvard shop where we're obviously going and buying like all the merch. But then there's exclusive merch that you can only get when you're like a student here or you're enrolled.
You get bonus points.
Yeah, you get bonus points, and that's when you can get something beautiful like these shorts.
Wow.
Harvard x Nike. And the cool thing is they're so subtle. People will think I went here, which technically I did just for one day. But that's gonna be our secret, okay? We got lucky. The sun is out. Okay, so something exciting happened, and obviously I'm going to share it with you because... And the exciting thing that happened is that I posted that I'm in Harvard, and I have a German or Swiss follower, and she reached out to me and she was like, hey, do you want to do a case study at Harvard Business School? Do I? Of course. So the cool thing is that the case study is like it's a class and it's a case study and it's about Faber-Castell. Is Faber-Castell German or Swiss?
Of course.
German?
I think so.
So it's Harvard Business School, it's Faber-Castell, which is German, and it's about pens. Does it get any better? I mean, I'm in awe. And now we're going to Boston, so obviously I'm gonna take you around. Let's see. Guys, I'm running late to my first class. It's unbelievable. And look, there's people working so hard And I admire that because it's so cold. I think my soul just froze. And also, the reason I'm late is because I just got a bomb of an information. I'm gonna tell you one day, but it's very hard to be good in time when you get this piece of information and you need to figure things out anyway. It's
Fire.
so cold. Right, and then there was a fire.
We wanted to take an Uber, whole street was closed.
But the good thing is, our
Also, the
appointment...
dog ate our homework.
Oh my god, I look so chaotic. Wow. And I wanted to like prepare my case study and I have only prepared it halfway. Oh god, I'm such a mess. But well, you plan and life happens. So we're going to Harvard Business School because we have a class. Wow, and I'm so messy, like my shoelace is open, my head covers my eyes, my nose is running. I'm still in shock about the piece of information.
Also, Boston is freezing cold today.
No guys, it's so cold. This. Oh god. We're so chaotic. No, this, my friends, is not alive. Okay? I think we're arriving.
7 minutes.
Wow, Jürgen, look at us going to uni together. So cute. Jürgen asked me this morning how old I say I am. I woke up with a very puffy face, which I love. Okay, I love having a puffy face because my skin just looks so plump. So I was like, you know what? I'm feeling 24. You guys think I would pass as a 24-year-old? And then I was like, well, this is me. I'm 24. My boyfriend is a bit on the older side.
What do you mean? Rude.
Yeah, he's like 11 years older than me. Just kidding. Ooh, it's so pretty, guys. Look at this. Oh my god, look. Wow. Oh god, it's so pretty. This in summer must be literal magic. Look at these chairs. I can see myself chilling there. Oh, look, so pretty. Oh, look how pretty. Oh, wow. Ooh, a snake. So here's Slytherin. A butt? Scandalous. Oh god, what am I doing? Oh god. Wow. I mean, damn. This day is one of these days. You know, I think the exciting thing about life is that it can change any day. Every day can change your life in like a good or bad way. I mean, it's not that drastic, but I feel like the experience I had will impact my trajectory. I don't know how, because, okay, let's start from the beginning. So, as you know, I attended a Harvard business class and it was about pencils and a German company, which like it couldn't be any better. The fact that I was here this week, and also the cool thing about Harvard Business School, they always do case studies and usually there's always somebody from the company. So today we did Faber-Castell and somebody from the family was there, and this person is actually a mutual friend, a really good friend of mine. So everything connected and everything made sense. And then the class, oh my god, if you watch me how I watch TikToks versus how I was in this class, I was so into it. I mean, obviously I'm like the new visitor and it's like my first class ever, so of course the enthusiasm is so much higher, but I loved the atmosphere. And you know, I remember, so when you're in school, and by the way, I had a great school, but when you're in school, there's like all kinds of people. And I remember when I got to my uni, I was quite shocked by the high level of people. Like everybody was so smart. And now when I was in the class, first of all, what I really enjoyed, I didn't feel dumb, because when I got here and I looked in the Harvard like different classes, I have to admit I felt a little bit dumb, because a lot of these topics, I mean, obviously they're not my point of expertise, but I was like, damn, people actually know that stuff? That's major. But I feel like in business, and especially when it comes to case studies, I've gained so much experience as an entrepreneur in the last 10 years, basically. You know, there's of course my business as a creator, but nothing taught me as much as being a business owner, in particular the business owner of a tire, like nothing. And I feel like, you know, there's ups and downs, but especially the downs are the ones that really taught me. And that's a really annoying part in life in general. The downs and the lows are the ones that teach you. That's how it is. You know, I'm a positive person and I love when things are going well and when things are well. I just love it. But I have to say the true value comes from the struggles. That's a fact. I recently talked to people that are so successful. They're like everybody wants their level of success. And they're like much bigger than my brand is. Like they're so much bigger. But they had this like lucky hit. So everything was always quite smooth from the very beginning. And they don't know what it's like to like go through it. To really go through that storm, go through that struggle. And it was so interesting because they're so much more successful than we are, but then we were the ones not like helping them, but like giving them tips, speaking from our experience. And that's when I really realized the struggle is so valuable and it's so annoying, but it's so true. And when I was in that class, I wanted to say so many things because I had so many thoughts and I have so much experience. And because of that struggle that we've had with the brand, I mean, there's like a zillion struggles we've had, okay? But because of that, I just learned so much about so many different aspects of the business. And I just had so much to say. But the thing is, so it's a class with 90 people, which I really liked because yesterday I got really anxious. And this morning I was so anxious because I thought that it's like very small classes and I will have to say something. And I was really scared of it because I thought that it's like much more technical than it was. It wasn't that technical because my school was pretty technical. Where I did my bachelor's degree, it was technical, okay? Like, that's the one thing I have to criticize about my school. And okay, fine, I chose finance, you know, so like, that's on me. I could have chosen entrepreneurship, but it was really, really, really not made for entrepreneurs. Like, I didn't learn anything that I could use in like my business. I mean, sure, you have like the basics of blah, 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 finance, blah, blah, inventory management, blah, blah, blah. But you are not prepared for life of entrepreneurship, of a business owner. Like my school did not prepare me for this at all. And again, that's on me because I chose finance. But I think entrepreneurship doesn't just go as an employed person. I think the whole thing, like an owner mentality, is important anywhere. Anyway, so it was really interesting. I don't know, I had so many thoughts. So there was 90 people. And everybody's only allowed to speak once. And based on the one thing that you say in the class, that's how you're being graded. People said such interesting things where I was like, wow, this could be such a great debate. Like now let's discuss that. I mean, you can't. I'm aware of that. But I'm saying there needs to be like smaller, not study groups, but like put people into small groups. And maybe they do that. I don't know. But I think also what's so valuable is the dialogue. I also love that the teacher half the class and he was like, okay, what should we hold on to is the left side and what should we let go of is the right side. And I like the idea of being given an opinion and argue for that. Like that's so interesting. Ah, it was so interesting. And then a friend of mine said I can do like an 8-week course. So I looked into that, but I think it's only online. So it's not the real deal. Like I really, really love that atmosphere. I really like the teacher, like the professor. He was very engaged and very quick. He had like a bit of speed and I like that because I really think that great teachers can like have such a huge impact on our lives. And now I'm like, okay, how can I make 2 years of my life available for this? I really, really loved it so much. One weird thing I'm gonna tell you. I think it started for me with 33. So it started this year. So when you turn 30, it's not happening yet, but the more like you turn towards mid-30s, the more it's happening where you're like, I'm leaving that period in my life where, but maybe I don't, maybe I just overthink it. Like maybe I can still do whatever I want. But of course I have in mind, like, you know, where do I want to go? I did that exercise where I thought I knew where I was going. And in the end, you know, one of my favorite quotes is, you plan, God laughs. Because it's so true. Because I'm like, wow, I loved seeing the thoughts of the people there. I love that everybody was from different backgrounds. This guy, he was like, I'm from Zimbabwe. I grew up with these pencils, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, and then this other person was from Peru. And like so many different point of views. And that is, I think, the real value. Oh, I love it so much. Now, how can I keep my 2 jobs as a business owner and an entrepreneur as a creator? I mean, I think I could continue doing my job as an influencer because I can like do it anywhere technically. How will I lead a tire from here? Well, it's tricky. Anyway, let's see what my options are. Wow, I'm like mind blown. I literally, my brain is like buzzing. It's like as if I found a new part of the world that just makes me so excited about everything. Anyway, enough talk. Also, finally I can show you a bit of bust. So here are the brothers, the Jürgen and the Marius. And then this is like such a cute street, it's called Newbury. Okay, so we have all these like brown stones, so pretty. Oh, everything here is so cute. Oh, look how pretty the background is, guys. I love it here. It's so pretty. Oh, summer must be so nice here. Wow. What's the name of the Greek?
Krasi.
Ah, Krasi.
Closed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's closed? Oh. I guess we didn't have luck, so the only option, my friends, is Shake Shack. Oh, wow, it's so beautiful. I'm in shock. It's so pretty. Life. Life, 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 life.